Welcome back to 5 Talk Street. I'm Vince Sims. Our next guest is Dr. Sheetal Patel. She's a bariatric surgeon by profession and an outreach volunteer for BAPS Charities in Dallas. And she's here to tell us about all of the good works BAPS Charities has been doing for our community. Dr. Patel, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Vince. Thank you for having me.
All right, we're going to talk about all the good work you're doing, which is a lot. But first, talk to us about BAPS Charities, what this is.
BAPS Charities is a global nonprofit charitable organization. We have over 1,100 centers around the world. Here in North America, we have 100 centers and thousands of volunteers. Our main goal is to uplift individuals, communities, and societies through various initiatives, whether they are community service, health and wellness, education, environmental, or humanitarian relief. Our organization is global, but our motto is think globally, act locally.
So great that you can do the work that you do locally. And we're looking at some of the pictures here. We see the masks, we see the gloves, because obviously we're in the pandemic right now and COVID-19. How has this affected your efforts to raise funds?
You know, early on in March, we recognized that COVID-19 was going to significantly impact our activities in the year. Each calendar year, we have some regularly scheduled activities such as our health fair in the fall, bone marrow and blood drives throughout the year, and our walkathon in the spring. We were actually gearing up for the walkathon when everything had to be canceled. Our walkathon is a national event, actually. 80 centers, 25,000 people raising funds for our national and local beneficiaries. Over the last 4 years, our main beneficiary was the Nature Conservancy, and we were able to donate 360,000 trees. This year, we were really excited because our new beneficiary is the Susan G. Komen Foundation. But unfortunately, we ended up having to cancel the walkathon.
But despite the fact of the setbacks because of this, and we saw the pictures, there's still donations happening out there. You're still able to help out.
You know, we really did want to still contribute to Susan G. Komen. We wanted to honor our commitment and our pledge. So last month, we were fortunate enough to give them $25,000. In addition, early on in March, April, we recognized the COVID-19 pandemic was really affecting our communities, and we wanted to contribute as well. We were able to donate $17,000 to the Parkland Foundation and other organizations like the Meals on Wheels, Visiting Nursing Association, Brighter Tomorrow, Irving Cares. So we're trying to still move forward with these monetary donations.
And it's not just monetary. You have volunteers, people putting in the volunteer work as well.
You know, we have a lot of volunteers who are healthcare providers, and they have found themselves on the front lines. Each have such amazing stories. But it's really, I think, the the seemingly smaller stories that show the spirit of service within our volunteers. One particular story is that of Hiral and Chandresh Patel. They live in Houston. Hiral found out that one of her co-workers had lost his wife after she delivered their newborn baby. This gentleman had his own other children. He was struggling because he had an infant and other children to take care of, grieve for his wife. No family here whatsoever. They were all in the Philippines. Because of the pandemic, none of them could come here. So Hiral, her husband, their children, and her in-laws, it's a multi-generational family, that said, how can we contribute? And so what they did was they took in the little infant and helped take care of the baby. They helped this gentleman with funeral arrangements. You know, it's these sorts of personal, small touches that show how much our volunteers contribute to their local communities.
That is really awesome, that spirit of service that we see right there. You're talking about the local communities. Have you seen the same spirit of service in the other communities out there?
Absolutely. Around all of our 100 centers, you know, nationally, we have contributed to COVID-19. That became our focus in March. So we have been able to donate $180,000 to various hospitals and organizations, 113,000 pieces of personal protective equipment, and 80,000 hot meals. Our goal was mainly, you know, we can't be out there, but how can we help those who are on the front lines and make their days easier?
Dr. Patel, as we're looking forward, what other activities do you have planned and coming up?
Yes, you know, COVID has made us somewhat creative, and we are trying to figure out ways to still move forward with our various events, keeping in mind the state and local guidelines and the CDC recommendations of not having large gatherings. We're looking at the virtual platform. So, virtual health fairs, virtual walkathons. We're looking into all these different types of options.
And that is important to give people the options out there. Just go ahead for us, give us the website right quick for BAPS if people want to find out more information.
Absolutely. BAPScharities.org. You'll find all of our events, including the COVID-related relief funds, as well as, follow us on social media, sign up for our newsletter. We would love for everybody to learn more about us.
Thank you, Dr. Patel, so much, and thank you to BAPS Charities for that outstanding donation to Komen and the work that you're doing there. And we'd like to take this opportunity to let our viewers know that they can also help fundraise for Komen by participating in the More Than Pink Walk. You can find information on NBCDFW.com/community.